Hey, what's up, guys? Alright, so this is my second video. Just want to do a quick deck profile here. I guess this is my junk deck. Doesn't run Doppel Warrior, so I just named it my junk deck. It has kind of my own little text in here. I'm still looking for several cards for it, so it's not complete, but it runs pretty good. Yeah, so we'll go through the cards one by one. First we got Unknown Synchron, DD Crow, Effect Veiler, Double Tuning Wear, Double Quillbolt Hedgehog, Double Junk Synchron, Single Dandy, Single Sangin, Single Marshmallow, Junk Servant, Double Thunder King, Double Breaker, Single Chaos, and a single BLS. Spells, we got Heavy Storm, we got a Econ, we got a Rhoda, we got a Pot Avarice, Mind Control, One for One, Foolish, Book of Moon, Dark Hole, and Monster Reborn. And then the traps, we've got a single Torrential, Call the Haunted, Solemn Judgment, Double Dark Bribe, Double Divine Wrath, Double Bottomless, and Triple Compulse. So that's the full deck profile. We'll go over a few cards and why I tech them in. First of all, I love running Tuning Wear with junk. Marshmallow, he's a big staller for this deck. They attack it, they lose a grand. A lot of people will attack into it thinking it's something else for this deck. Most of the time they think it's just a Tuning Wear I'm trying to get in the grave or a Quillbolt Hedgehog, and they run into it and it just stops them in their tracks. And it's better than Spirit Reaper because it won't get targeted, so it won't destroy itself. Dandy, Sangin, of course, standards. Double Thunder King and Double Breaker, that's pretty much for the BLS. The BLS wasn't in here. Might take out the Double Breaker. I love Double Thunder King though. Stops a lot of decks. Junk Servant, I tech him in because I can go Trish in one turn with Junk Synchron, Junk Servant, and a level 2 Tuning Wear or a Quillbolt. So you summon Junk Synchron, get a Quillbolt, summon Junk Servant. That's a 9 right there. You can go into an 8 as well, easy. Junk Synchron, Junk Servant, and a Tuning Wear, and get a plus off of it, and go into your Stardust or your Junk Destroyer or anything. Of course, Dandy, Foolish Dandy, One for One Dandy. Bring out junk. I don't have a. I have a Spore right now, but I don't have a Lone Fire or a Debris Dragon, or a Gloat Bulb for that matter. All expensive. Gloat Bulb's hell of expensive, so. The single Crow and the single Effect Veiler are pretty much for the BLS. I like Crow. You can chain it to Monster Reborn, Call the Haunted, anything like that. As soon as they choose, you just Crow it, and they ain't got no target no more. It helps out a lot. Effect Veiler, I have the Divine Wrath, so those help me out a lot. That's why I don't have 2 Effect Veilers. I love to Divine Wrath something. Everyone thinks I'm going to Veiler it, but I just flip Divine Wrath and, throw away the Tuning Wear, the Quillbolt, anything I don't need. Junk Servant, pretty much anything. Any tech in this deck, you can just throw away. Throw away the Dandy. You get 2 free tokens, and it destroys their monster, so it doesn't just negate it, it destroys it. This is good for like Caius, BLS, anything pretty much. I use it on, main thing is like when I'm playing agents, use it against Hyperion. When I'm playing plants, I usually use it against their Spore or not Spore. Lone Fire. I don't know. I use it against a bunch of different plays that people try to make. I try to make it before make them waste everything. Like they'll waste everything and they'll go into Trish, and then I'll just Divine Wrath, and just pitch one card and destroys their Trish. It doesn't just negate it like Effect Veiler, so they still have a big beater on the field. It destroys it. It does -1 you a lot, but with Dandy in the deck, with Tuning Wear and Quillbolt, it doesn't really hurt you as much. And then Effect Veiler, you can throw Effect Veiler away too if you want. That's why I don't mind having it in there. I would like to take out Effect Veiler for a second crow. I just don't have one yet. Let's see, the Double Breaker. It baits out warnings. It gets anything pretty much. I'll have someone who have a bottomless down, and they I summon Breaker, and they're like, oh, now I have to waste my bottomless on him. Or, I'll summon Breaker, and they have a Book of Moon face down. I'm going to destroy it, so they'll just chain and, flip my guy face down. It helps me a lot, because what I'll do is say they Book of Moon it. Next turn, if it's still around, hopefully I can protect it with one of these cards, I can sacrifice it for Caius, or I can, go into another play, and synchro with it. So it helps me a lot, actually. You won't. I don't know how many times I've baited a bottomless trap hole, because someone's waiting for my big monster, because I know, BLS or Thunder King or Caius is coming out, and I'll just throw down a breaker, and they're like, oh, I kind of have to use it now. And then once they're done with that, next turn I'll throw a Thunder King, or that turn I'll throw a BLS down. It works pretty good. And then I used to not run heavy, but I added it in because I noticed a lot of people are running heavy. I didn't really like it, but there are times this deck sets a lot of back row. I use a lot of traps, but most of them are chainable. I like chainable stuff. Pretty much. Well, actually, you know what? Let me rephrase that. I like chainable stuff. The only thing that's absolutely chainable right now is Book of Moon, the 3 Compulse, and the Econ. I did have more chainable stuff, but I needed to take it out for the double bribe, the double ravine or divine, and then the double bottomless. A lot of people are asking me if I'm going to take out the double bottomless for the solemn warnings. I don't like solemn warnings. They cost too much. They do save you, but that's what the divine wraths are for me. You know what? If I really need to get something out of the way, it's most likely going to be an effect monster, and I'll just divine wrath it instead. And it does the same thing as warning. It's a counter. If it's an effect that activates on the summon, divine wrath it. Works just as good as solemn warning. And most of the time, like I said, if you need something that's gonna take out your bottomless or call priority on your bottomless, let's say Trish, call priority. Use Divine Wrath instead. That's pretty much what Solemn Warnings do, and you have to pay $2,000. I would rather pitch a card than pay $2,000. My life points go down pretty fast with this deck, so I'm trying to protect them as good as I can. The one Avarice and the one Rhoda, gotta have them. The 1-for-1, I want to run that more when I have Spore, but I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 level 1s in this deck. 2 of them I can use to make my formula. Anything. Oh, extra deck. We've got 3 tokens, 1 Gachi Gachi, 1 formula. I use Gachi Gachi for the plays where I have Junk Synchron on the field. So I'll go Junk Synchron and I'll bring back, say, a Tuning Wear, and then I'll bring these 2 guys back. I'll throw them in a Gachi Gachi, and when I need to pitch one, their effects reset. So I can use their effects over again. They don't get removed. The ruling is that the effects get reset. So, Formula, Catastor, Librarian, Brio, Gaia. I might take this one out. I don't use it much. Ancient Fairy, it's good against like Dark Worlds and other decks. Agents, if they use Sanctuary. Black Rose, use that a lot. 2 Stardust, because I don't know why I've never brought out 2, but I've always feel like I need 2. If I need to find some more room in this deck, once I get a little more synchros, I will take one out. Junk Destroyer, love him. I'll go Junk Synchron. I'll have the 2 tokens from Dandy. I'll usually get a level 2 back, and then something else, a Tuning Wear maybe in the hand or something. And I'll go, I'll destroy usually 3 cards. The only time I'll usually go into Junk Destroyer is when I'm going to destroy 3 cards. Red Dragon Archfiend. I just have him because he's a level 8. That's a high beater. So, Mistworm. Just have it as just something that I might need. Trish and Shooting Star. I am going to add shooting Quasar Dragon once it comes out. I'm also going to add probably a forgot the name already. Well, it's another couple cards. You'll see it in the next update. Yeah, so that's it for the deck profile. If you guys have any comments, anything I should change, check out my other video. I'm looking for people to play in and around Fresno and Clovis. Yeah, thanks guys.